Hi, welcome to Pandora Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Leo for the month of June 2015. Please remember to check your rising sign or your moon sign and your moon sign if you know it, because that will give you a bit more information on the energies that will be going on for you in the month of June. But let's start with your reading, Leo. We have in the challenge position the focus of your month, the Hermit card. Now, the Hermit is a card that talks, it talks about spiritual knowledge. It's a card that teaches us to go within, to find that light in ourselves, to bring that light into the darker sides of ourselves, and to try to gather knowledge from within us. It's a card that has, like I said, a lot of spiritual energy. And it's also, I always say that this card, when I was learning tarot, this card came with an exercise that it's actually a very difficult exercise to achieve, which is to when this card shows up, you have to remain silent for an entire day. And it's not just not talking, it's also shutting up those, the mental chatter, all those voices in our heads telling us, we are not good enough, or we are too good for someone, or all those things that are just like cluttering our minds. So this is a month for you, Leo, to try to find that inner knowledge, try to find some clarity about parts of yourself that perhaps you were trying to push away or trying not to look into. I think the month of June is going to be a slower month than the previous ones, but it will be a month of much gain, and not only in terms of spiritual knowledge, but you also have two very important money cards in this reading. You have in the center of the reading the Queen of Pentacles. This is a card either can represent someone from the earth signs, so Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. It can, beyond the actual sign, because we don't always know the people working with us which zodiac sign they are. But this card represents someone who has nurtured some type of project, some type of activity, and it's finally given its fruits. We can see here that the ground where she is very fertile. We have the flowers and the water. Despite the fact that the Pentacles is the element of air, it's actually a card that talks about nurturing. The actual queen, it's a very nurturing type of persona. She is basically almost rocking that coin like if it were a baby. That's why I say it's a project that you have been nurturing for quite some time. What I believe is that in the month of June you will be gaining, finally kind of reaping the fruits of your labor in big way. Why do I say this? Not only because the Queen is a big important money card, because you have in the position of the help that you're going to receive the Ten of Pentacles. And number one, this is a card that symbolizes the highest, it's the highest money card in the tarot, okay? I don't like to say all the time money, because sometimes, when we say money, we think about one thing only, of course, but I like the word resources, because sometimes what we receive can be someone's help. It can be someone's knowledge, someone giving us their knowledge freely, for example, mentoring us, that type of thing. But regardless of the way this resource presents itself into your life, Leo, the month of June you will receive it big time, okay? This is, once again, the highest money card that you can achieve, and regardless of money or not, the 10 is a high number. And paired up with the Queen of Pentacles, it means that you will be reaping big rewards, okay, for something that you have been nurturing in the past months. Now, it's interesting how this reading you have a very spiritual side and you also have a very earthly, monetarily type of side as well. Because you have not only the hermit and the coin cards, but also in the position of the help, the things you cannot change, sorry, you have the Seven of Swords. Now, this is unfortunately not a good card, but it's the only not good card in the reading. This is a card that talks about theft. Plain and simple. I don't like to sugarcoat the meaning, but it really is what it means. It's someone taking what does not belong to them. Okay. Usually I think of this type of theft as something that is not material. Why do I say this? Because the swords is the element of air, and air are all the mental things. So it can be stealing an idea, perhaps, it has to do more with a more emotional side in terms of stealing. So you feel like someone has taken your dignity or your credit, something that should be credited to you, but somehow they have managed to steal that from you, Now, it's an interesting thing because they almost balance each other out. Why do I say this? You have the 10 of, plain and simple, you have the money here and you have the thief, the person stealing, you have it right here, So it's kind of like a balance, almost like having all those resources will attract this type of people. Okay. And I think this type of people, when you realize their attitude, maybe they don't really get to actually stealing from you, but you realize they don't have your best interest at heart. It's that type of attitude. And once you realize that you're surrounded or you have this type of people in your environment, this is when the Hermit card kicks in. This is when you realize there's time for a cleanup. When you realize that you have to go within and figure out why you are, you're hanging out with these people. Why are you letting this type of characters walk into your life? Perhaps another way of understanding this, I don't think it's what will happen for most of you, but it could be another way that this could present itself, is that with all these resources coming into your life, Leo, you will start to have attitudes that are not so nice. Okay? Perhaps you will start to feel greedy, or you will start to feel more important than other people. And at some point you stop yourself and you realize, hey, this didn't happen to me before I got, this resource, or this project finally became so successful. So either way, this resource that comes your way will awaken some kind of wave of not so good energy around you or within you, and that will prompt you to start searching within yourself and trying to learn, and will turn to be a very spiritual search. Now, the great thing about this is that you have a fabulous outcome card for this, that is the Highest Priest card. This is a card that talks about being connected with our intuition, being able to join our darker side with our lighter side. It talks about being connected with the occult, with having, a very deep knowledge of we are all connected, and that, it's a card that, again, has a very spiritual side, but has the capacity of relating you with the outside. Unlike this card that goes within, this type of intuition allows you to connect yourself with better people on the outside, on your everyday life. So there is a path of knowledge here, and I believe it's a month where you will learn a lot about yourself, and it's a month about improving yourself as a human being. So I hope, Leo, this is helpful. I want to thank everyone who watches and likes and comments my videos, and I want to thank everyone who has been supporting my channel for this past months, because we're almost reaching 1 million views. So thank you so much. Bye.